Hi, so I thought I'm going to come to you guys today. It is B here, and I'm going to be your personal chef. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to make a delicious little dish that I like. It is like a tomato-based vegetarian dish with chickpeas, tofu, spinach, and what else? Mushrooms. So I'm going to show you what I've got. So I've got half a cup here of chickpeas. They're already cooked. So I don't like to go through the process myself. I've got 100 grams of tofu. I've got mushroom. I've got a good handful of spinach. I also have here a little bit of Parmesan, so around about 20 grams of Parmesan. I like Parmesan because it's a hard cheese and it's, it's not too bad as fat levels, but it's not great, But anyway, it's nice to top. I've got cilantro or coriander, as we call it. I have in here cumin, Himalayan salt, and chili, and I have tomato paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix I'm going to cook the tofu first, and then I'm going to add in the chickpeas, the tomato, and all the spices and everything, and we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to cook up my let me get down here. Cut up my mushrooms. Okay, so we're going to make sure you don't cut yourself. If you're really good at chopping, then that's good. If not, just be careful of your fingers, okay? Alright, I'm quite good at chopping. Some of you may or may not know, but I actually used to be a chef. That was my very first profession. Alright, so we're going to go over and we're going to take you to the stove. Alright, so we're going to go over there and we're going to have a look at what we're doing in the stove. Okay, so I have the stove actually turned on already, and sorry, can you see what I'm doing? And what I'm using here is the spray oil. Okay, I've got an extra virgin spray oil. Let's put a little bit on, the light on, and we're going to stick that in here to the pan. Okay, a little bit steady, so careful. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in my spices. I'm going to put in my cumin and my chili, and just a little bit of the salt, not too much though, okay? I'm going to cook that up there. Okay. It's going to be hard for you to see a little bit of what I'm going on here, but this is my pan. Okay. So I've also got a little bit of water here, about 150 mils, and that water is actually going to be used with the tomato paste. So we're going to let that cook off very quickly, and I'm going to go and get our chickpeas. Okay, so what I have here, guys, is I've got my mushrooms. I'm going to put those in because I actually really like my mushrooms to be well cooked. I also like them raw, by the way, but in this instance I am going to cook them, and then I'm going to let this cook down. Once it's cooked down further, I'm going to add in my chickpeas. Okay, so let's wait for this to cook down. It's on quite a high heat, like so. Okay, alright, so there's that pan. Okay, so as you can see, I have a look at the dish. Okay, it's really browning quite nicely there. The mushrooms have sauteed down beautifully, and they've really absorbed a lot of the spices. Okay, so I'm going to put in my half a cup of chickpeas, okay, and I'm going to put into that, I'm going to put in a really good dollop of tomato paste. So you can turn that around. So I'm going to put that in here, good dollop of tomato paste, and then I'm going to put in about 50 mils of water to start with. So I'll just put the extractor fan on, just to see where the water is. I don't like to put too much in to start with. It's really just to make a little bit of a sauce. Okay, so again, make sure you stick to your portion sizing. That's really the primary thing here. No matter with what you're eating, if it's healthy, portion sizes are really important. Okay, so I'll just put a little bit more water. As you can see what's going on in here. It's cooking off. It's looking beautiful and steamy and lovely. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of that salt in there, and just the rest of the cumin, and just let that cook off a little bit. And I'm just going to turn it down really briefly on a lower heat, just to absorb those beautiful flavors. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to finish it off. Okay, so hopefully guys you can see my board. So I've just chopped the ends off the spring onions, and I've chopped them in half and just make them so easy to cut. And it's, you know, one little trick is that if you just get the edges the same, it's easier to chop. So I'm just going to chop them up quite finely, making sure that you have quite a good sharp knife, because you don't want to, you know, cut your fingers, and you also want to make sure you're cutting through that spring onion really well. Okay, same with the coriander. So just cut it in half a little bit, and we're just going to chop that up like so. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit into the dish while it's cooking, just to get the flavors like sort of cooking and like aromatic through the dish. And then I'm also going to put some on top for garnish. Now I've got my spinach here. I'm going to put some spinach actually into the chickpea dish, okay, on the stove. Don't want it to wilt down too much, but just enough. So I've just chopped it sort of into like smaller slices. Okay, so let's go over and put a few little bits into the dish, and get those spices and flavors cooking through. Dish. I'm going to pop this stuff into here like so. Oopsie daisy. I'm just going to mix it through. As I said, I do have it on a lowish heat. I've got a little bit more water in there just to mix it through, to make it like not paste-like, not runny, but to give it a little bit of body. Okay, and it just wilts down a little bit. It's beautiful, all those lovely colors, so yum yum. Okay, so essentially we are ready to plate, and we will put that on our dish and see. So let's go and do that up. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like.